Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings to everybody, guys. Let's take a look on the gold market as usual in the weekend. Some situation on the gold market currently, actually market is driving the same factors in the forex market and the stock market, because through the week we saw the upward action, despite that the market was in condition of the weekly overbought, and some time it has struggled with the weekly overbought. But we have warned that it's not a good point for taking a new long position, because, when the market sensitive overbought on the weekly, it promises nothing good to the bulls. And on the daily chart, market could ignore overbought oversold level. So you can see on the daily chart, you can see within the whole week, so oversold level was extremely exceeded by the price action. But on the weekly chart, it's a different story, and there market reacts and overbought oversold more accurately. It could stand beyond the level, but not too long. And in last week, especially on Friday, you could see how weekly overbought overall dominate of the price action as gold has dropped finally below its level. Yes, this event has been supported by the statement from the Donald Trump, who said that it's time to come back to life gradually since the 1st of the May. Second, it was supported by the stock market activity, the news that the Gilead company has tested some treatment from the virus, and that in general support the optimism on the market, and that led to pullback in the gold. But anyway, from the technical point of view, you just could see how weekly levels of the overbought and oversold hold the price action, how they dominate of the price action. In the nearest circumstances, what we could do currently, our trading plan, which suggests dropping to the 1630 conference support and considering there the possible taking long positions, tends to success as it's never before. So because market has started the pullback and maybe harmonic swing will be formed. Additional support at this level is provided by the daily oversold, which makes this area very good to consider taking the long position. And if we will be wrong and market will show some deeper retracement, well, at least in the first touch, we expect to get some respect of this level from the price, and it makes the attempt to take the long position there relatively safe. So that's what we see in the short term on the gold. On the next week, guys, there are two major events that we should keep an eye on. It's a bit not natural for the gold, but I would say that we need to keep an eye on the earnings reports from the major companies. So it will be approximately 100 companies in the United States, a few companies from the European Union, the major companies like the Coca-Cola, Volvo, it's a lot of different, Lockheed Martin, and a lot of others that provide the earnings report. Why it's important? Because this is actually the first data that we have in the hands to make the conclusion on the real impact of the virus epidemic on the global economy. How it hurts the major, large global companies. By the results that they will report, that will give us some approximate knowledge on what to expect, how really her economy was hurt by the virus, and what recovery to expect. Because currently markets mostly is tuned on fast recovery and V-shaped recovery. Because if you take a look at the stock market, stock collapsed from 50% initially, but half of this drop is already played out, and it means that investors look to have the positive view. And common week will show you how reasonable this positive view on the market, and that also will make impact on the gold as well. So it will be really positive. Gold could show deeper retracement. If not, the situation will be worse than expected. Well, that should support the gold market. This is the first moment. Second is the PMI data. This will be released as in the European Union and the United States as well. That's what about the short-term situation. In the longer term, guys, with all these guys from the virus epidemic, I start to think that, I'm really worried on the perspective of the political structure of the world in the nearest few years. Because when the market will wake up from this madness around the epidemic, they start to think what to do with the hegemon in the United States role in the global economy, in the global political world, and what to do with the United States dollar. Because, well, within a few months, the national debt will rise for the 6 trillions. And when the epidemic will be over, it will be absolutely clear that no chance to pay out this debt exists. So it means that those countries who control this debt should make the decision what to do with the hegemon and its currency. Because the strength of the hegemon starts to fade, it's definitely. And this is really not a simple question because, well, nobody would like to lose the money. But if hegemon will collapse, that will hurt, first of all, those who hold their debt. And that should not happen because they actually those who control the situation. Of course, they should make some decision in favor of the debt holders and the strong political centers that exist right now in the world. That makes me think that there's 2 scenarios exist, and I tending to gravitating to idea that probably everything will stand on the surface, everything will stand as it stands right now, but the control of the United States dollar power and then the printing of the United States dollar and the liquidity will get external control by the debt holders. This could be China, that could be some other countries. So on the surface, everything will be the same, but the spendings, the major capital flows, will stand in the favor of those who control the debt. And they will control it until they will get all the bonuses and profit that they should get from the amount of debt that they hold. On the second stage of this process, when the necessary satisfaction will be get by the debt holders, they will turn to the second stage where I not exclude that some withdrawal of the debt will happen. Right? Few scenarios exist how it could be done. For example, the United States could be split in some parts, and the debt could be set in some most weak part and political part, then somehow it could be withdrawal. So something that's right, because you can see already some tensions exist in the United States between the different states on the background of the pandemic, especially in California. Tells about that they have some own measures they have taken in the struggle on the borders. Some problems with shale oil extraction that's in Texas. They also have some own vision of the political structure, political process that exists in the country. So everything. It's not as good as it seems in the first glance. But that is long-term story, guys. That just makes the impact on the role of the gold. And I think that to be exceptional place of the gold in the nearest times. Demand will be very significant. So on the intraday charts, what do we have on the follow time frame chart? Here is actually the same pattern that we discussed. So take a look. We have the large ABCD that's completed. CD leg even a bit slower in comparison to the AB, that's good. And actually in the 30% pullback right here, I mean 30% for the whole ABCD action, not from the recent leg. It's nothing curious, it's normal. So 30% is minor pullback when the OP is hit. And from that standpoint, that's the same. That's the level that we're still watching for. But at the same time, take a look at the current pattern that we have. It's minor ABCD. Its XOP stands in agreement with the 1676. It means that some other pattern should be formed to lead market right here. Well, and most probable scenario is just appearing of some kind of the ABCD pattern that could be formed. Something of that sort. So the first reaction and agreement will be, and then probably could be another leg down to the 1632, the 1635. Simultaneously, it will give us guarded cheaper to buy pattern here. So that's approximately the price action that we considered, and we'll keep an eye on in the coming week.